Hi, and welcome to the July edition of Pulse of the Parish. I'm Crystal Beecham. We have a great episode for you today. Join us as we ride along with the parish's Property Standards Department to learn more about what they do and why they're so important to the parish of Caddo. We'll also punt, kick, tackle, and all things football as we join the parish's NFL summer football camps. And finally, we'll join the South Central U.S. Human Trafficking Conference to learn how the parish of Caddo partners with regional organizations to combat human trafficking. Let's go. So Chuck, thank you so much for letting us ride along with you today. Just to get a day in the life of the Property Standards Division of the parish. We're excited to see what goes on, a day in the life of you as a property standards inspector.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it keeps me busy here, riding around the parish.
I'm sure. So I think a lot of our citizens may not even realize why the Property Standards Department exists and what your function really is. So why is the Property Standards Division such an integral part and a crucial part to our parish functions?
Well, we try to keep the neighborhoods safe and clean, and make sure there's, the high grass doesn't grow too high and the junk doesn't accumulate on someone's property and stuff. And we also provide, we want that owner to have his rights too, So there's something called the Code of Ordinances that we go by. And we go by Chapter 30, which is the nuisances. And it deals with dilapidated houses, dilapidated trailers, inoperable vehicles, high grass, junk, trash. So we deal with a lot of properties that have a lot of those issues, and normally we get them from the neighbors that doesn't like that inoperable vehicle sitting in someone's yard, right, or trash building up in their yard, or high grass, which is right up against their property most of the time. So we try to notify those people that's in violation to take care of their violation of the code of ordinance, actually.
Awesome.
And make it a safer, healthier place for everybody.
So I think a lot of people hear property standards for Caddo Parish, and they know that, the city of Shreveport and different municipalities also have property standards divisions. What areas do you cover as Caddo Parish property standards?
Well, we cover the unincorporated areas. So we cover the outside the city of Shreveport, like outside Vivian, outside Blanchard. All the little cities do their own property standards within their city limits, and we do the unincorporated areas for the entire Caddo Parish. We go way up to Rodessa, over to Ida, Austin, all those areas that are unincorporated, and we take care of all that stuff that is in violation of the ordinance.
So when you're inspecting these properties, do you just happen upon these properties? Do people make complaints? How do you start the process of inspecting a property and making sure it's up to code?
We there's a couple ways that we get notified of them, and one way is the neighbor will call our phone line, and they'll direct it to property standards, and we'll take that phone call, make a case, and we'll go out and inspect the property that they're talking about and make sure that it is in violation. If it is, then we'll start a process to notify the owner. First, we leave a door notice on the door, and if someone lives there and it's high grass, something like that, you leave a door notice. The owner will normally take care of it. Sometimes the house is being sold, or someone's not living there right now, so we'll leave a door notice. We'll go back in a couple days. If nothing's done, then we'll send a warning letter to the owner of that property, wherever the owner may be, and if they don't cut it after that first warning citation that the letter's called, we'll give them 14 days. If it's not cut, we'll go inspect after that 14 days. If it's not cut, then we'll do the second letter, which is the notice of violation, because we've notified the person, and we'll send that second letter and give them an additional 14 days. And we'll also, just to make sure to help to notify that person, we put it in our in the local newspaper and have it posted in there twice. So if they don't get the letter, they'll see that in the newspaper. Then if they don't cut the grass after the second letter in the second 14 days, then we'll hire a contractor to go cut that grass. And after that grass is cut, and we'll send another letter to the owner telling them that they have 30 days to pay for whatever the contractor charged us for that lot, plus $150 for our troubles and paperwork and all the research that we do to try to find out who owns that property.
Right.
Then if they don't pay that within 30 days, we'll put a lien on that property, and we'll go from there.
So you talked a little bit about high grass. I know that's probably one of the biggest issues that we have. But what are some of the other things that can put a property out of ordinance or in violation of the ordinances?
Well, there's a couple of chapters under Chapter 30 which deal with dilapidated houses, dilapidated trailers, inoperable vehicles, vehicles without tires and wheels, and that they're not running and stuff. Just a bunch of junk that's on the property. A lot of people pile trash in their yards. There's numerous violations of the code, and you can always go to the nuisance, Chapter 30, and the code ordinance to find out exactly what the violations are. And we're coming up on one that has some high grass that we're working right now. We've sent the second letter and no one's cutting the grass, so we just like to show that to you to see how we try to take care of things. Okay, we're at the property that we're going to inspect, so let's go out and look at it, and I'll show you what we got.
Cool.
See, the ordinance says the grass can't be over 18 inches high, and this is, this is probably about 3 feet high, 2.5, 3 feet high. So
typically when you get out and you start at a property, you're scanning. What do you start scanning for? What are the things that?
Well, the first thing was, the grass. I noticed all the grass was high. Then on the other side of the car, you have all that junk and trash that's laying there and all the weeds. That's against the ordinance too. And my phone is synced up with my computer.
Okay.
And I have a program on there where I take pictures, and that way after we do the letters and everything, and if we do get the lien and all that, we have that in the file that we have high grass to where we can prove that later on. And sometimes we'll send these photos to the owner if they're out of state, just to show them that, hey, your grass is really high, you need to get it cut.
So it's good to use that technology that helps us be able to communicate even better with our citizens, more efficient.
Yeah. And I'm going to take a couple more pictures here today. So I got the new ones on my computer. And, so give me a minute to do that.
And you take these photos, and like you said, they sync instantly to the office, so we can have the pictures in both places.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, that way they're on my phone and they're on my computer, because every one of these that we do, we generate a case. Gives it a case number, and that's what we relate our letters to, is that case number and the GO number for the home and everything.
Okay.
Because it takes a lot to find out who owns these. You got to go to the assessor's page, and then you have to see where the people live and all that kind of stuff. Send the letters to that. But we'll walk towards the back and see how high it is back here. It's even worse in the back.
So you were saying a lot of times these properties are vacant. They belong to someone, but they're not being inhabited currently.
Yeah,
they're not actually.
You can tell no one lives here. We've left door notices here. So I can show you this. Just watch your step right here.
Okay.
And because the grass back here is really high too.
Okay.
And I want to get another picture of this back here.
It's very high.
Yeah, that's. But see, you got a yard over here that's cut. You got a yard over there that's cut, and this is right in between them both. So that's why we get the complaints.
Okay.
But anyway, you can see why it needs cut, and we'll eventually get it cut if the owners don't. So, we try to do our due diligence, make that happen.
Okay.
And we'll probably have 40, 50 of these this summer, to where people's not cutting them and stuff, and we'll get them cut. And a lot of times when you find the right people and you send enough letters, the people will come and cut them. If not, like I said, we'll end up getting a contractor to cut this. And,
okay.
But I'd like to show you another violation that this property has. And it's right up here. Everyone can see it when you drive by. It's all this trash right here. See, if you get a close look at it, it's trash. It's broken bottles. It's tires, empty cans. This is all trash, and no one's cleaned it up, So that is a violation.
And we also know, too, that things like standing tires and things like that also pose a health concern when it comes to mosquitoes and things that can breed.
Because the water can sit in them tires. The water can sit in there, mosquitoes can come.
Right.
You're right about that. And if the owners knew that we had 18 different trash compactor sites, before all this happened, they could have dropped all that off there.
So tell us a little bit more about the 18 sites. They're public compactor sites that parish citizens can use.
They're public compactor sites. Any parish resident can use that site. They can take all this kind of trash here and drop it there free of charge. It doesn't cost them nothing. And they're located throughout the parish too. They're probably a few miles within any house that's in the parish. You can use one of them sites, and they're really good for trash like this, or you can drop it off every day there. But they're free for the residents of Caddo Parish, and we want them to use them.
Right.
That's why we have them, so they
exactly.
can use them, and we'd like to see those get used more. So hopefully that'll happen, over the years, and people know about them. And there's 18 of them.
Right.
So there's a lot. Just got to be a resident of Caddo Parish. Take your trash, take your junk, and drop it off there. And you can go online at caddo.org. And that'll have all 18 trash compactor sites, and it'll tell you what you're allowed to drop off there.
And I'm seeing tires over here,
Tires.
So clearly what kind of things do our compactor sites take?
Well, they'll take some of them tires.
Okay.
I think it's limited to 2 or 4.
Okay.
You'd have to check it. They'll take all this trash, all this kind of stuff like this. There's some things, and you'll have to look at the site to see exactly what they don't take.
Okay.
But they take normal trash. If you got trash at your house, they'll normally take it. You know what I mean?
So Chuck, we've assessed the property. We've found some clear violations going on here. So what's next?
Well, we, like I said, we've did the second letter at this property. So they have about 11 days left. If they don't get it cut and cleaned up, we'll hire a contractor to come in here and cut the grass and pick that trash up and get rid of that trash. After we do hire that contractor, he'll cut it, he'll pick up the trash, he'll give us the bill, and then with that bill, we will send the third letter out to the owner of the property and post it in the paper. Tell them they have 30 days to pay that bill. If they don't pay that bill, we'll add a $150 admin charge in addition to whatever it cost us to get the property cleaned up, and we'll create a lien against this property.
Okay. So we can see that you all work very hard to make sure that properties are in compliance, and it's not just just for aesthetics, but it's also about safety and quality of life for all of our citizens here in the parish. So what are some ways that citizens can help keep their property neat and in compliance so that you all don't have to come out and inspect the property?
Well, mow your grass before it gets 18 inches tall. Don't have inoperable vehicles. If you got an old vehicle and it's sitting in your yard, you don't plan on fixing it, go ahead and sell that vehicle. Get rid of that vehicle so it's not sitting there. Trash, a lot of people, we've talked about the trash compactors. If you got trash and it's starting to accumulate anywhere, throw it in the back of your trunk or the back of your truck and take it to one of them compactor sites. It's free for all the residents of Caddo Parish. You can't beat that. And if you got a dilapidated house falling in or something, those are dangerous for kids and stuff to go in or whatever. So please, take care of that. Hire a contractor, get it torn down, and get that property cleaned up, because, I know I wouldn't want a lot of these places to be beside my house, and we don't expect the residents of Caddo Parish to have them beside their houses neither.
So you told us about the wealth of resources that exist on the parish's website, just about the code of ordinances, the standards. Tell us a little bit more for the average citizen. What can they do on caddo.org for property standards?
If you have a problem out there, please call Caddo Parish Public Works Property Standards or get on the computer, caddo.org, and go to find the property standards on that website and file a complaint with us.
Well, Chuck, thank you so much for letting us come along with you, ride along with you, learn about property standards, inspect a property with you. And we hope that the citizens of Caddo Parish have learned a little bit more about property standards too. So thank you so much for letting us join you today.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for coming and showing this.
Every year, the Parish of Caddo, along with numerous other regional organizations, partner to host the U.S. South Central Human Trafficking Conference. The conference is designed to bring together partners across the region to address human trafficking and ways to combat this issue.
This is a growing epidemic in the state of Louisiana and in this country. And so we know that now we are, because of data, we are number 2 in the state with the highest numbers of human trafficking. I don't know if that's because these issues have gotten worse or we're doing better at reporting the matters at hand. And so we wanted to highlight the issues that we have with human trafficking. We wanted to make sure that our community partners and law enforcement, lawyers, counselors, whomever they may be that serve the public, that they are aware of these triggers, they're aware of the warning signs, they know who to look out for and what to look out for.
I would say that you're probably more aware than you think you are. You probably call a lot of the young girls who are victims of trafficking promiscuous. You probably say they're fast. You probably say they're out here, with their older boyfriends. Well, that's actually trafficking. And I feel like we need to be more aware about what it means. And I prefer to use the word exploitation over trafficking, because a lot of times when you talk about trafficking, people think it's, oh, well, if my daughter goes out to walk to the store, she's going to get snatched up by a white van, or, I'm going to find her somewhere on Wayfair being sold. And it's you're missing the mark here. It's right here in your face. There's young girls who are on the run, who are doing what they have to do to survive, being taken advantage of by adult men, predators, and that's trafficking. Well, I hope that they know that there is hope, because this work, it's not, some sweet fluff and stuff. It's hard, it's heartbreaking, it's frustrating. You have setback after setback, letdown after letdown, but you need to know that you got to keep pushing, because there is hope. There is another side. Everybody's journey is not, you go get rescued and you go through services and then all of a sudden your life is great. Some people have to go through some stuff. And, when you put your faith in God to rescue someone, when you put your faith in Him, you understand why there's hope. And me sharing my story of how exactly He did that with me, I think is really important for people who are going through that, because they know that, the system may write you off, people in the community may write you off, but God has not forgot about you.
it is modern day slavery. And we all know that slavery is not a good thing. You know, people are being bought and sold, and people are not, something that you possess. They're not objects or things. And so this is what's going on. These people are being used to make money for other people. And so, number one, it's illegal. Okay. Number two, children and women are being exploited. And so this is something that's very serious, and we're trying to bring a stop to this.
My Search for Redemption in the American Prison System. It's on Amazon. You can get that. You can also go to my organization's website, which is jfamfoundation.org, to get in touch or learn more about what we're doing. And here in the state of Louisiana, if you want to get hooked up with some more resources, I would encourage you to go to the Louisiana First Foundation's website. I know they provide a lot of resources there on their website and do a lot to help combat trafficking here in the state of Louisiana. It's important to me because anytime we're having a conversation about what human trafficking is, what we can do to prevent it, you have to have survivors involved. And so that's one thing that I do love about the state of Louisiana, is that they are very adamant about making sure survivors are included. So I'm honored to be here. This is the 4th event that I've done down here in this state, so just happy to be back and be able to take part in it.
It was another successful year of football skills and drills as the parish partnered with NFL players Brandon Wilson, Greedy Williams, and Rodarius Williams to host 2 summer football training camps for area youth.
So today we're here at the Brandon Wilson 2nd Annual Football Camp. Today they're going to be learning, how to play football, developing skill, and, just having fun. When I grew up, I didn't have, many camps to go to when I was little, and I just wanted to come back and give these guys, some inspiration, give them some hope, and, just wanted to let them come out here and have fun, because, like I said, I didn't have anything like this, and, COVID kind of shut that stuff down, and, I just wanted to let them come out here and do some stuff.
Giving them something that I wasn't able to get as a kid, just being able to come here physically, for as I know the world been virtual for a while. So being able to come out here and actually see the smiles they put on kids' faces.
I hope that they take away just having good character and just working hard. If you have those 2 things in life, you can succeed in anything. So that's what I want them to take away from this.
Very important for me to participate in this event because I just know Brandon Wilson in his heart, and I know that he couldn't wait to give back to the community. This is something he always dreamed of doing since high school. I've been knowing him since high school, playing at Calvary Baptist Academy, and also I went against him at OU when he played at Houston. And so it's just good to see him, good to give back, and I know just the love he has for the community, and just the seeds he want to play in these kids just to be world changers. So that's why I wanted to be here today.
I just want to thank, everybody that's coming out here to help, the coaches, the sponsors, just everybody that's involved, I couldn't do it without them, so just want to thank everybody. We're going to keep this going every year, we're going to do more stuff in the community too as well, so just be looking out.
Hi, I'm Patricia Robinson, a Mass Communications and Public Relations major at Texas State University. This summer, I'm a communications intern for the Parish's Student Worker Program. Over 40 students are working in various departments across the parish learning about how government works. Stay tuned to hear more about our student workers in the August edition of the Pulse of the Parish.
And that's another edition of Pulse of the Parish. As always, you can join us every first Friday of the month for new and exciting content about the Parish of Caddo. We hope that you have a safe and wonderful 4th of July, and we'll see you next time.